Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Razzle Report, your ultimate source for sensational celebrity news and explosive entertainment analysis. I'm Rex the Razzle Ravencroft, coming to you live with a story that has gripped the globe. Tonight, we're delving into the shocking courtroom saga that has left the world reeling. Liam Payne's friend, along with two workers at the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel in Buenos Aires, have had their manslaughter charges dropped in connection with the tragic death of the One Direction star. For months, fans and critics alike have been dissecting every detail of the case following Payne's fatal fall from a third-floor hotel balcony on October 16, 2024. Amid the swirling rumors, controversy, and heartbreak, the legal proceedings have finally reached a verdict that brings at least one chapter of this high-profile drama to a close. According to multiple reports, including those from Rolling Stone and the BBC, Argentina's Court of Appeals issued a ruling on February 19 that acquitted Roger Noers, a close friend of Liam Payne, as well as Esteban Grassi, a receptionist, and Gilda Martin, a hotel manager, of any wrongdoing related to the tragic incident. In an emotional statement to Rolling Stone, Noers expressed his relief and gratitude. "Glad this is finally over. I'm happy I'm now going to be able to travel to the UK and say goodbye to my friend." For Noers, who has maintained his innocence from the moment Payne's death shook the world, this ruling is a vindication of his actions. He insists that he did not help Payne obtain or consume alcohol on that fateful day, an assertion that the judges ultimately upheld. According to the court's decision, the evidence simply did not support the claim that Noers, who visited the hotel 3 times that day, could have prevented Payne's death. For months, the media have reported on the grim details of Payne's passing. The singer's cause of death was listed as multiple traumas, including hemorrhages in his chest, skull, and abdomen, and a partial autopsy revealed a cocktail of substances in his system, a disturbing mix dubbed pink cocaine, a blend of methamphetamine, ketamine, and MDMA, along with traces of cocaine, benzodiazepine, and crack. This revelation only added to the tragic mystique of the case and the fierce public debate that ensued. Now, with the manslaughter charges against Noers and the 2 hotel workers dropped, a sense of closure is beginning to settle over this tumultuous saga. Yet, the courtroom drama does not mark the end of the story. 2 other men, Ezequiel Pereira and Brian Nahuel Pais, remain in custody, facing trial for allegedly selling drugs to Payne before his death. In December 2024, Pais was charged with this offense and could face between 4 and 15 years in prison, while Pereira, also an employee at Casa Sur, was arrested nearly a week later. Pais has maintained that he never supplied drugs to Payne or accepted any money, and his trial is eagerly awaited as the legal community continues to scrutinize every facet of this high-profile case. Let's step back and examine the proceedings that have captivated the world. The case, which took months of intense legal wrangling, became one of the most closely followed trials in recent memory. Reporters, legal experts, and fans were on tenterhooks as the prosecution and defense sparred over every piece of evidence. The courtroom was filled with tension as the judges evaluated whether actions or inactions by Noers and the hotel employees could be held responsible for Payne's tragic fall. A key point of contention was whether Noers had any involvement in obtaining and consuming alcohol that might have contributed to Payne's state at the time of his death. However, after careful consideration, the panel of judges ruled that there was insufficient evidence to implicate him. There were over 15 people in the hotel lobby that day, chatting and joking with Liam when Noers left, one court transcript revealed. Noers has vehemently maintained that he never abandoned his friend, claiming he even visited the hotel multiple times in an effort to check on Payne. His testimony, bolstered by corroborative accounts from other witnesses, convinced the court that his actions did not constitute manslaughter. Similarly, the charges against the 2 workers, Esteban Grassi, the receptionist, and Gilda Martin, the manager, were dropped after the judges determined there wasn't enough evidence to show they acted in a thoughtless, reckless, or merely negligent manner. Instead, the court found that they had simply been doing their jobs in a busy hotel environment and could not have foreseen or prevented the tragic event. These decisions have not only provided relief for the accused but have also raised important questions about accountability in high-stress, high-volume settings like hotels, where hundreds of interactions occur daily. Legal experts are now debating whether these rulings set a precedent for future cases involving accidental deaths in public spaces, a discussion that is sure to echo through legal circles in the coming months. For many, Liam Payne's death was not just a headline, it was a profound tragedy that left a gaping hole in the hearts of fans around the world. Known for his magnetic presence and his role in One Direction, Payne's untimely passing has been a source of collective mourning and introspection. Social media platforms exploded with grief, tributes, and even calls for justice, as fans demanded accountability from those they believed were responsible for his death. In this emotionally charged atmosphere, the acquittal of Knowers and the hotel workers has been met with mixed reactions. While some have expressed relief that the legal system has cleared individuals who they believe acted in good faith, others remain skeptical, questioning whether the full truth has been revealed. "I never abandoned Liam," Knowers insisted in previous interviews, and for many, his words provide a measure of comfort. Yet, the lingering questions about what truly happened on that fateful day continue to fuel debates across online forums and news outlets. Critics of the ruling argue that the complexity of the case, especially given the substances found in Payne's system, should prompt a more thorough investigation. They contend that the broader circumstances surrounding his death remain shrouded in mystery, and that while the manslaughter charges have been dropped, the questions about negligence, oversight, and systemic failures are far from resolved. Meanwhile, supporters of the decision point out that justice must be based on evidence, and that the court's ruling reflects a careful and measured consideration of the facts. The investigation into Liam Payne's death has been a labyrinth of forensic analysis, witness testimonies, and relentless media scrutiny. As details emerged about the partial autopsy and the cocktail of drugs in Payne's system, including the ominous pink cocaine, the public was left to grapple with a narrative that was as complex as it was tragic. Forensic experts have been working tirelessly to piece together the sequence of events leading up to Payne's fatal fall from the third-floor balcony of Casa Sur Palermo. Their findings, which include multiple traumas to his chest, skull, and abdomen, paint a picture of a chaotic and uncontrolled event. Amid this forensic tapestry, the role of Knowers and the hotel employees came under intense scrutiny. Did their actions, or lack thereof, contribute to the tragic outcome? The court's decision to drop the manslaughter charges suggests that, in the eyes of the law, their behavior fell within the bounds of reasonable human action under the circumstances. In parallel, investigative journalists from Rolling Stone, the BBC, and other reputable outlets have uncovered layers of information that continue to add nuance to the case. Interviews with witnesses, reviews of security footage, and analyses of the hotel's operating procedures have all contributed to a broader understanding of the challenges faced by those present on the day of the incident. This extensive body of evidence, while not conclusive in holding anyone criminally responsible, offers a sobering glimpse into the inherent unpredictability of life in high-volume, public settings. Liam Payne's untimely death has cast a long shadow over the music and entertainment world. As fans mourn the loss of a beloved pop icon, discussions about his legacy have taken center stage. Payne was not only a member of One Direction, a band that defined a generation, but he was also a solo artist who had embarked on a promising career. His tragic end has led to a re-examination of his contributions, his struggles, and the pressures that come with fame in the modern era. In the wake of the trial and the subsequent rulings, many have called for a renewed focus on mental health, accountability, and the responsibilities of those in positions of power. Liam Payne's death, tragic as it is, serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that even the most glamorous lives can hide. While the legal proceedings have now reached a resolution for some of the individuals involved, the emotional and cultural ripples of his passing will be felt for years to come. For fans, the acquittal of Roger Knowers and the hotel workers may offer a measure of closure. Yet, the lingering questions about what truly happened and the broader systemic issues that may have contributed to the tragedy ensure that Liam Payne's legacy remains a topic of fervent discussion and introspection. Tributes, memorials, and heartfelt messages continue to pour in from every corner of the globe, each one a testament to the profound impact he had on millions of lives. One of the most critical aspects of this ruling is its potential to set a legal precedent for future cases involving accidental deaths in public spaces. The decision by Argentina's Court of Appeals to drop manslaughter charges against individuals who, according to the evidence, did not actively contribute to the tragic outcome, raises important questions about the boundaries of criminal responsibility. Legal experts have noted that the ruling underscores the importance of concrete evidence in determining culpability. In this case, the judges ruled that there was insufficient evidence to prove that Roger Noers or the hotel workers acted in a manner that directly led to Liam Payne's death. This decision, while providing relief for the acquitted individuals, also highlights the challenges inherent in prosecuting cases where multiple factors and the actions of numerous individuals converge to create a fatal outcome. Furthermore, the case has prompted discussions about the broader responsibilities of hotels and other public venues in preventing accidents. Could stricter safety protocols have made a difference? Were there systemic failures in the way the hotel was managed? While these questions remain a matter of ongoing debate, the legal outcome in this instance will likely be scrutinized by courts and legal scholars for its implications on future manslaughter cases in similar contexts. Amid the legal debates and media frenzy, it is crucial to remember the human cost of this tragedy. For those who knew Liam Payne, his untimely death was not just a headline, it was a devastating loss that reverberated through families, friends, and fans worldwide. Roger Noers, who has maintained his innocence and repeatedly asserted that he never abandoned his friend, speaks not only as a defendant but as someone whose life was forever changed by the events of that day. In interviews given prior to the ruling, Noers recounted his experiences with palpable emotion. "I never could have imagined something like this would happen," he said, his voice breaking with the weight of his grief. His heartfelt words, combined with his unwavering insistence that he did everything in his power to help Liam, have resonated deeply with many who see him as a tragic figure caught in a maelstrom of fate and circumstance. Similarly, the hotel workers Esteban Grassi and Gilda Martin have long maintained that they were simply doing their jobs in an environment that, despite its best practices, could not prevent the unforeseen. Their acquittal is a bittersweet reminder that sometimes, even when no one is directly at fault, the consequences of a chain of events can be devastating. For the families of those affected by Liam Payne's death, the court's decision is a double-edged sword. While it provides a measure of legal closure for some, it does little to assuage the profound personal grief that lingers in the wake of such a loss. In memorials and interviews, fans and loved ones alike have spoken of Liam's warmth, his talent, and the promise he embodied, a promise that will forever be etched in the hearts of those who mourn him. Beyond the legal battles and the media frenzy, the true heart of this story lies in the personal reflections of those who knew Liam Payne best. Friends, family members, and colleagues have come forward to share their memories of a man whose life was as vibrant as it was tragically short. In intimate interviews and heartfelt tributes, many describe Payne as a beacon of light, a charismatic, compassionate soul whose energy lit up every room he entered. Roger Noers, in particular, has spoken with profound emotion about his relationship with Liam. "I never abandoned him," he insists, recalling the numerous times he visited the hotel that fateful day. His testimony is a mix of sorrow, regret, and an unwavering dedication to his friend. These personal accounts add a human dimension to the case, reminding us that behind every legal ruling and every headline, there are real lives that have been irrevocably changed by loss and tragedy. For fans around the world, the outpouring of grief has been both cathartic and heartbreaking. Social media has become a digital memorial, with thousands sharing their favorite memories, tributes, and expressions of sorrow. The collective mourning is a testament to the impact Liam Payne had on millions, a legacy that will endure long after the legal proceedings have concluded. As we wrap up part 1 of this extensive exposé, we've journeyed through the courtroom drama, the intricate legal arguments, the emotional testimonies, and the global reactions that have defined this high-profile case. The acquittal of Roger Noers and the hotel workers marks a significant moment in a saga that has captivated the world, yet many questions remain, questions about accountability, about the role of institutions in safeguarding public safety, and about how we, as a society, process tragedy when it strikes at the very heart of our cultural icons. In Part 2, we will continue our deep dive into the ongoing legal battles surrounding the remaining defendants, the broader cultural implications of the ruling, and personal reflections from those closest to Liam Payne. We'll explore expert opinions, analyze the international repercussions, and consider what the future holds for an industry forever altered by this tragedy. And thank you for joining me on this unforgettable journey into one of the most sensational legal dramas of our time.